Hello there, this is RomWills coming back at you with yet another video. A man must attract women from within. Now this is very important because you get a lot of guys, they looking outside of themselves to attract a woman. What do I mean outside of themselves? They thinking, well, if I get this car, or even if I get this house, or if I get this job, or if I get this status. I mean, mainly the guys are thinking, oh, it's money and status that attract women. Nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. See, here's the problem with using money and status to attract women. As soon as they find a guy who has more money, you lost that woman. Or even better status, they lose that woman. Because she's not really attracted to the man, she's attracted to the possessions. She's attracted to the money. She's attracted to the idea of money. Because okay, like let's use the money thing. A lot of guys say, well, just have money. She ain't attracted to you. So if a guy got more money, what you gonna do? You might be making six figures, you might be making 100,000, but what's gonna happen as soon as she run into that guy with 200,000? Or you might think it's about your car or something. Like you got those prank videos where they always had a woman walking by and ignoring the guy until he gets into his car. Now, if those were real, I wouldn't even deal with those women. If those were real, because they weren't attracted to the guy, they could have talked to the guy right there on the spot. They could have talked to him, they could have got with him, but they wanted the car. They wanted the guy to buy them something. What the? Come on. Is that what you want? You want to attract a woman from within you, from who you are as a person. In fact, I saw this reel, and it was two women were in a club. Now, this one woman didn't want to mess with this guy because she was like, well, he didn't have bottle service and he looked like a nice guy. But her friend still wanted to talk to him. And she couldn't, and it turned out the guy owned not just that club, but several clubs. He had his own car, everything. He had all that. But see, the woman wanted to deal with him. She didn't know what he had because he didn't want to say what he had because of that. Indeed, when you got some guys out here who really have money, who really got something to go on, what do they really do? They might show up to the date in that hoopty. They might not tell the woman exactly what they do. Shoot, that's something even I do now. If I have somebody ask me what I do, I say, I just do some online stuff. As far as they know, I could be working from home or whatever. They don't know what I do. Because of that, I don't want to get all caught up into that whole status thing. Because if a woman, how you going to trust a woman just going for you for your outside things, stuff that can disappear at any time? How you going to even trust that? Because even if you have that money and status, like millionaires, it's said that millionaires go bankrupt 3 times in their life. They lose their money. And there's been plenty of billionaires. The stock and whatever their business is might go down. They might lose billions. Does a man want that? Or the status? I always said about status, it's hard to keep status for a long time. There's been plenty of movie stars or people who are famous who all of a sudden they lose that. Does a man want that? I mean, I know of a man who did a film and he had that status, and all of a sudden when he lost that status, the woman didn't want to deal with him anymore. I ain't gonna call the guy's name. It's a name that people would know. Or at least can look up. But the woman didn't want to deal with him anymore because all of a sudden they want state assistance because he wasn't making the same amount of money. See, as a man, you want it to come from within. You want that woman to be attracted to you. I mean, partly your physical appearance, but also your character. Your character, your personality. Now, I know some guys will say, well, women don't like that. Well, here's the thing. You don't deal with those type of women. If a woman ain't looking at your character, your personality, who you are within, boom, you don't deal with them. Now, I've said several times, I've slept on an air mattress. I slept on an air mattress. A few years ago, within the last 10 years, all I had was an air mattress. Yet I had some women that would still deal with me. I could trust them. I ain't had much. I was in a modest apartment, sleeping on an air mattress. I could trust them. I could trust them. They weren't caught up into some, how much money I had or what status I have. In fact, even some women, I remember one woman that came over, she knew I did videos like this. But she thought I had something. What else did you have? The only good thing about that is I said, okay, I know she ain't just looking at me just for the money. She ain't think I had money like that. And that was cool. That was cool. But I knew she was dealing just with me. And see, that's the thing though. You gotta ask yourself, what is it? Because the money can come and go. It can rise, it can fall. Your status can come and go. That can rise, that can fall. What do you have that's important, that's within you, that's going to be there? All you have is your spirit. Because even when I talk about body game, or looks, that's not going to change. Well, that is a change. I'm sorry. That'll change. I'm sorry on that one. That'll change, I meant to say. I misspoke. That can change. That can change. I remember the other day I was watching this 3-on-3 tournament. It had this NBA player. I'll name the NBA player, former NBA great, George Gervin, the Iceman. I didn't know who he was at first until he called his name because he was real slim back in the day. He a big old dude now. So your looks are going to change too. But what is it within you? What is it within your personality? What is it within your character? And if a woman don't like that, well, you don't need to deal with her. You don't need to deal with her. Remember, you want that woman who's going to stick it out with you, no matter what. That woman who's going to be there for you, no matter what. That's the important thing. That's what you have to be concerned with. That's what you have to think about, all right? And I want y'all to really think about that. Like if you might have that fancy car and the woman showing interest, is that what you want? And I know some guys will say, well, I just want her for a little bit. Is that what you want? Because I'm going to tell you what, with that same woman, you might think it's your money, your possessions getting her, but then that same woman to deal with somebody who don't have those things. That's who she really wants. In fact, there was a comment I read just this morning on one of my videos, and I do these early. But this guy said he had spent his money, took this woman to this nice place for dinner, got all this food, and he said another guy thanked him for the food. Another guy thanked him for the food because she just got a doggy bag. Is that what you want to deal with? Nah, you want that woman to love you for who you are within. All right? So I want y'all to think about it, okay? And I'll get back with y'all later. Anyway, I'll talk to you. Peace and blessings.